Hi, welcome back to another hour with Crowder. With me, your host Crowder. Like, share, subscribe, and comment. And if you're already a subscriber, go ahead and ding the bell so that you can get all of our latest podcast interviews. Today is just me, you guys. I'm doing an episode really late because of some things that happened Friday, or actually some things that didn't happen Friday. So no Elliot, no Rick Rock, no Devil Advocate, no HR Heather, just Crowder, and that's my fault. um Going to the dentist, the situation that happened, why nobody is here except me, and why this is a audio only because, well, my technician isn't here, but it's because Friday I canceled the episode because I needed to go get some work done on my teeth, only for me to get there at 8 o'clock in the damn morning and them tell me, oh, the doctor that takes your insurance isn't here. So I wasn't about to get ready to call everybody after, I'm pretty sure it's Friday. They had already made plans after I told them on a Wednesday that, hey, I'm not coming because I need work done on my teeth and I don't want to be a bloody mess up here and I don't want to be spitting all on the mic and all of that shit. I mean, I don't believe in COVID, but I'm not, I mean, I believe in COVID, but I just didn't want to be a sheep and be able to wearing a mask and shit. I just don't like doing that. I don't like wearing masks. So yeah, that until made me have to pretty much, you know, not do an episode. But then I was like, you know what? It's some really good things that have been going on in the news and everything, and just some thoughts that I've been having in my mind too. Um, yeah, so I'm pretty sure we'll get into that next Friday when Rick Rock, the Devil Advocate, is here, HR Heather, and Elliot is here. But let's go ahead and get into the show. So basically, I've been doing some things in my mind. I'm a truck driver. I drive a lot. So most of the time I don't have anybody to talk to. So I'm just literally sitting in my truck thinking about stuff all day. And one of the things that, especially with the UNICEF thing and the NAMBLA and, pedophiles and all of those people, I've been thinking we, as the LBGTQIA plus community, we need to deaden that plus. We need to deaden the plus out. And before anybody kills me, hear me out. We need to kill it because it's it leaves a space. It leaves an open door for unwanted sexual undesirables to be in our community. Like, okay, the LBGT community were undesirables to the normal world, I guess you would say. Nobody understands our lifestyle. Nobody understands why we do the things that we do. And I mean, some of it is a little bit contradictory, but I mean, you love who you love, right? So I don't have any problem with that. But y'all know how I feel about kids. The moment that you have a sexual desire for kids, animals, old people, raping women, that's when I have to cut you off. Hey, for trans people, change your body into who you think that you need to be. Great. Gay people, go out, dude on dude, girl on girl. Hey, I don't know what I want to be just yet. Dang, I'm just no label. I just do me. Those are all fine as long as it's within your age range. But that plus sign, it just leaves an open door. It's just there. So those pedophiles and the people that's into bestiality and, you know, um, rape snuff stuff, they can come in and, just ride under our little way, ride right underneath that fucking T, that T that needs to be taken the fuck out. And I've been saying this, and I got drug online because I said this, but nobody was trying to hear me out. They just think that I'm a bigot, and I'm just like, bro, I'm gay. I just see where this is going in 10 years. They're already doing things like playing with the laws a little bit for, pedophiles. UNICEF is the big one to me. If me and my co-host, we talked about UNICEF that organization about 2 episodes ago, and it's a science based or a study based organization that wants to do studies on kids and pornography. Now, you can go and look it up yourself. They did delete everything off of their website about that study because I tried to bring it up the day that we was talking about it. Everything wiped, gone. So you can go try to do some digging yourself. As far as their website is gone. But they're trying to do a study with kids and pornography to see if pornography affects kids. And if you looked a little bit deeper, you'd see that the people that are running this study was funded by UNICEF. UNICEF, actually, I'm sorry, let me backtrack. UNICEF is the organization that fights for children's rights. The study that was done was funded by UNICEF. So it put two and two together, you would see that UNICEF is funding this program to try to sexualize kids. That's exactly what it is. And everybody laughed me up out the room 2 weekends ago when I said that or said something to that effect. But first of all, why do we need a study to see if pornography affects children's minds when it affects adult minds? That doesn't make any sense. So the only thing I can gather from that is that because we know it's a lot of pedophiles in them higher ups, elite shit, they didn't put a battery in their back, fat in their pockets, hey, go do this study. And then after you wink, figure out that pornography doesn't affect children's mind, give them rights to watch porn. So then you get kids that have the right to watch porn and they get desensitized to sex, and then they don't care to tell that Uncle Jimmy touched me, or the guy at the school, was in the bathroom with me and he touched me here. You don't hear that anymore because that'll become a regular part of a 6 to 12-year-old life if they are granted the right to watch pornography, which UNICEF is the one that funded this study. So, people get their pockets fattened all the time to, slide in little agendas and studies and all of that stuff, because we love science. We love science here. I necessarily don't, but everybody loves science. Everybody loves to sound smarter than they actually are, and they don't ever just use common sense, just common moral sense. Why would you want to do that? And I think that they're paving the way for pedophilia to be legal. So now you have us, the LBGT community plus, and they can just ride on that. They could just ride on that plus sign, because this is the sexual undesirables in the community. Just like kind of how we are. I mean, we're just more accepted because we're not doing anything gross like fucking trying to fuck kids. We're just fucking the opposite sex. That's it. I just, I'm not necessarily thrilled about taking the plus off, because I do think in the future it will be some other sex that doesn't involve kids or anything like that. But for now, I think that we, as the LBGT community, we need to start screening a lot more of these letters that keep getting put in our community. When I was growing up, it was literally 4 letters, 3. It was gay, and it was bi, and it was maybe queer. That was it. And now you got 37,000 genders. You got 27, letters in the community. You got, I don't know. It's just so exhausting, honestly. It's super exhausting. So I have no idea what that is about. The only thing I'm saying is we should be a little bit more careful and more selfish with our community, because I can almost guarantee you that they are going to make pedophilia legal. They're going to find some way. Just how they find a way to do everything. They paint it up like it's all good and it's good for the environment and it's good for the moral compass of the world. And then we turn around and we peek underneath the veil and we say, "Oh, this is what it really was for." But by the time we lift up the veil and see what it was really for, boom, it's too late. It's too late. It's already been laws passed. It's already people having a good time doing whatever the fuck they're doing with whatever law has been passed by whatever elite official decided to do what because of whatever agenda. We're just out here. But yeah, I don't know. I think that we just shouldn't. Um, just screen. We should just screen. And if any of the LBGT community want to come up here and talk about how we could do that, because I see in a lot of my episodes that I always have a rant about something or an opinion, but I never have a solution to it. So if there's an LBGT person out there that wants to help me figure out how to close this gate and so we can police it ourselves, then hit me up in my DMs on Instagram, Facebook Messenger, whatever, platform you decide to use. And that actually segues me off into a conversation that I had with one of the people that I did a podcast with, Jeff. He's on Just Jeff podcast. He's funny than a hoe. Like, he's funny as hell, man. And we had a really good conversation. We was talking for at least maybe 2 hours. It was crazy. It was a really good episode. Everybody go and check out Just Jeff podcast. It's on streaming platforms everywhere, Facebook, YouTube, all of that stuff. He's a really good dude. He has a lot of great topics, all of that stuff. But the thing that I had to say about that is we had a conversation. Well, he brought out a clip. He brought out a clip of the podcast that we did together on his platform. Boom, here it go. The clip that he brought up was actually, I'll let you guys hear it. This was the clip that he brought up.
Because right now, studs and gay women is women. I mean, we winning because we already know the woman's body. We already emotionally attached. We can get emotionally attached really quickly. And we already, pretty much all the things that they want.
Hold on, y'all not winning?
We kind of are.
No. Look, you're not winning because guess what? Outside of doing that scissor stuff, you need the man part to be happy.
Okay, let me go back to the one fact. 85% is clitoris. If you're penetrating, then your penis is not hitting the clitoris. Mm-hmm. It's just going in and out. So you're missing a whole part that needs to be dealt with in order for that woman to reach that stimulation that she needs. Right.
So guess what, though? But check this out.
So that means that is 1 out of 5 women that you've been with that have not told you that they got to the point that they needed to get to.
You mean climaxing?
Okay, so I'm not going to play that whole clip because it's 3 minutes long. But that was a very long conversation that we had, and that was a little piece of it. Just go to the messages. But this specific message, and it's from, shout out to Ronnie Johnson. I hope he gets this one day. He said, winning at what? And Just Jeff said, in general. And then Ronnie said, explain. And then he doubled back and he was like, not to offend anyone, but what is the purpose of getting a woman that looks like a dude? I mean, if you switch over, I'm assuming you was tired of dudes, right? But you went and got an artificial dude. What sense did that make? Okay, so my sentiments about this. It's really funny. For one, if he would have went and watched the whole episode, he would have seen that I agreed with pretty much a lot of what straight people say, because me myself as a gay woman, a masculine presenting gay woman, a stud, I don't I ask myself that question too. Okay, if you're tired of men, why would you go out and go date somebody that dresses like a man, acts like a man, and then straps up? And my girlfriend gave me a really good um she gave me a really good answer. She was just like, because guys don't have titties and guys don't have pussy. At the end of the day, I could take that strap off of you and go down on you. I could finger you. I can do all the things that I would do to a woman. And it did kind of settle in my head like, oh, shoot, like, that's right. Not that's right, like I didn't know that she couldn't do that. But it was like, that's right. Like, even me, I always thought like, okay, I'm the dominant one. I'm the stud in the relationship, so I need to act like the man. But I think throughout the years, I got more in touch with my feminine side, like not trying to be so masculine, not trying to be so dominant, just pretty much going with the flow and just being me. And so for Ronnie, it's like, okay, an artificial man. And I think that that's where a lot of men in particular get it fucked up at. Is that all studs, because it is some of them out there, we call them ag studs, all studs aren't trying to be fucking men. We just enjoy the clothes that y'all dress in. And truth be told, like I said, I agree. We do pick up our mannerisms from guys, the way that we view women like guys, everything pretty much kind of like guys. But the one thing that we don't do like guys is have sex. So when we get into that bedroom, it's no rules. It's everybody for themselves, And we're doing everything. So it's like, okay, you're saying like I'm an artificial man, but I was never trying to be a man in the first place. I just enjoy dressing in these clothes. If I felt comfortable dressing in a dress, I would dress in a dress and still probably go get bitches. Still go snatch hoes up, bro. I still would. That's one of the craziest things. It's like, okay, what makes me an artificial man is because I have a strap, or because I dress like a dude, or because, and I wouldn't even necessarily say I act like a dude, because even when I'm in my work uniform, which is really manly, I have like a bunch of equipment on me. I got my hat forward like a real ass trucker. I got the headlamp and everything. Guys still try to holler at me. They still try to get with me, still try to get my number, still try to take me on a date, still try to do whatever guys do to pick up girls. So it's like, if you think about it in that sense, then you would have to say that your straight girlfriend that wears jeans is gay, or she's trying to be an artificial man. You would have to say Aaliyah and TLC and The Brat is an artificial man and they're trying to be a man. That's not necessarily what it is. We just enjoy dressing in what we dress in because it's not the fucking 1940s anymore, and we have to wear long skirts down to our motherfucking knees. We could dress however we want to, but that doesn't necessarily make you a man just because you dress like one. We're still well aware every month when we have to put that little piece of cotton in our pussies that we're still women. I think that, honestly, Ronnie, whatever his name is, I think that he's low-key probably threatening. I know that a lot of guys are threatened by, like, studs, because we kind of are like the pretty boy studs. If a girly girl dresses in boy clothes, then she just looks like a really pretty boy. Like the really pretty boy, like when they're really young and their mom grows their hair out and, they just kind of look like really precious, like a pretty boy. Look like a girl, but have boy clothes on. And so we have that swag like a boy, but we're also in touch with our feminine side, and we can show emotion, and we don't have to be harsh and hard all the time. Not saying that all guys are like that, because I've seen some pretty, you know, balanced men where they can be feminine in a sense of not feminine like, hey girl, but feminine like, I can cry because I'm hurt, or damn, someone died and I'm not strong right now and I'm going to cry, or damn, you hurt me. They can communicate their feelings and not just be so harsh all the time and just like, yo, nigga, man up, like those type of dudes. It still doesn't make you. What I'm trying to say is that whether you dress like a man or act like a man or do the things that men do doesn't make you a man. So I think that most of us in the LBGT community are just studs. I'm just speaking about studs at this moment. I think we all know that, like, we're not men. We just feel comfortable dressing in these type of clothes, bro. And I'm not hurt about it, because like I said, if he would have went and listened to that whole conversation, he would have seen that not only do I think that being a stud is a contradiction in the LBGT community, but I also think in the lines of how straight people think about studs. But I mean, I'm a stud, and I'm never going to tell a girl, hey, why don't you go get with that film or go get with the real man? No, get with me. Me is where you need to be at. I mean, the thing I'm saying is that I'm not complaining that, it's a contradictory in the LBGTQ community. I'm not complaining, because that's how I get chicks. So, yeah, it was just really weird that he said that. And honestly, it made me have like a aha moment, because, everybody knows how I feel about the trans community. I'm trying to figure out what would make you want to change your whole body only to date, the same sex anyways. Gay is widely being gay is widely like accepted. You don't have to change your body or even dress and do clothes or even do anything. You can literally say, I'm a no label, and date whoever you want now. So why would you go to the extent of surgery? And it dawned on me when he said that comment, is that they don't feel comfortable in their body. They want the way that they feel to match the way that they look. Just like I feel comfortable in boy clothes, basketball shorts, jeans, Vans, hat forward. I feel comfortable in that. So I've always felt comfortable in boy type of clothes, So just like I'm trying to feel comfortable, I'm trying to make my inside match my outside, which is not necessarily like a trans person where they actually feel like a man. I just feel more comfortable in these clothes. They feel like they're a man. I feel like I'm comfortable in these clothes. So what did I do? I stopped wearing skirts, and I got my ass a job, and I started buying the clothes that I wanted to wear. What did they do? They stopped being a stud or a female, and they changed their body. It's the same thing. I finally fucking get it, trans community. All of you niggas that were calling me bigots, I finally fucking got it. So don't call me a bigot anymore, niggas. And it also did like have like a deeper aha moment too. I was really drunk when I was thinking about this, but why is it that that studs can't be bi? Why can't studs be bi? And I think it's because of the male perspective of what gay girls are supposed to be and who gay girls are supposed to date after being gay was accepted. Because after gay was accepted worldwide, not worldwide, I think in Africa you can still get your leg chopped off or some shit there. But after like it was accepted, then porn was big and all of that stuff, and it was shown more in the movies, not necessarily the butch, but like girl on girl, what we would call in our community a film. So it was just a bunch of film on film action, in movies and porn, all over the place. And I think that's what kind of pushed it to be accepted more, because now guys have this weird fantasy in their mind that, oh, not only can if I just get one of them, if I just get one of them to come home with me, the other one can too. That weird shit. So being bi is only accepted if you're a film. It is. I mean, the most that a stud can do is just say that they're a no label at this point. But it's still a lot of studs out there that get called dick dykes. If they're a stud and then they go and have sex with a dude. Even the films will call them dick dykes. But it's like at the end of the day, they're still a girl. So is it really dick dyking, or are they bi? I'm even starting to loosen up a little bit on my ideology about that too, because I was one of them. I've been gay since I was 16. I'm 31 right now. And back in the days, I was ruthless. I didn't want to hang around studs that, dated other studs, and studs that wasn't like, yo, homie, yo type of studs, and I would be disappointed in like dick dykers. Like, I didn't play that shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's almost like being gay, if that makes any sense. It's almost like, okay, if a stud goes and gets dick, then she becomes a dick dyker, and that makes her like straight. And being straight in the community back then was like how y'all view when y'all homeboys come out as gay. It's like, oh, that nigga gay, and that's how us studs was. Like, oh, that nigga straight now, But I mean, like I said, I've loosened up my ideas about that, and I've matured a lot more in my understanding about that type of thing. And I've just come to realize that, you're going to love who you want to love, we all just kind of beat each other down. The higher one letter gets, the newer one is the low man down on the totem pole, and we just kind of kick them down type of shit. So when stud and stud was a thing, that was like, oh, you gay. And then when we would hear about a stud, rumored to getting some dick, then oh, you gay, are you straight, that type of shit. But I did wonder, why is it that like studs can't be bi? It's like that. It's like reserved only for films. Only films can do that. Only films can waver back and forth. Waver on the spectrum of being gay and being bi, being gay and being bi. But studs don't have that luxury. Even gay dudes have that luxury to go and fuck a girl and then come back to being gay. But studs, it's like you just gotta be a stud. That's it. And that's pretty sad that even in our community, we have pretty much shysted our own selves, and then we have the nerves to like tell straight people to respect us. And I'm speaking about myself as well. Like, I was one of them. I was one of them that would ridicule and shame studs for, being bi, because that's, at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's not a such thing as dick dyking. It's a woman going to go get some dick, and she likes girls too. That's bi. But yeah, it was just really funny that I thought about that. It kind of tied into the whole Facebook thread and the whole, taking the plus out of the community. And I'm only going to give you guys 10 more minutes of me, and I'm going to go through this real quick. But Joe Biden he is talking about signing a $50 million bill to go to the Asian community for the suffering of the hate crimes. Let me pull that up real quick, because I want to be factual Biden announces new action to curb anti-Asian violence as NYC other cities reel from action. Okay, let's see. President Joe Biden announces a string of federal actions Tuesday aimed at counteracting violence against Asian Americans as New York and other cities across the country are seeing a disturbing spike in hate-filled attacks against people of Asian descent. The action includes a $50 million grant program for Asian Americans and Pacific Islander victims of sexual assault and domestic violence, according to the White House. The program will be administered by the Department of Health and Human Services and center around providing community based, culturally specific resources. Ooh, okay. Should I do this last little thing? No, I'm not going to read it. I'm through reading it. My thing is to all you people out there, and I'm specifically talking about the people that hated Trump so much. I know that y'all hate me so much because I always talk about Trump. But to all you idiots out there that was like, we just gotta get Trump out of office. We just gotta get Trump out of office. It doesn't matter if he's, bad. It doesn't matter if he signed a bill that locked up a bunch of black people back in the 80s. It doesn't matter that, his son is, in internal affairs with other countries and making money off of them. Money trails. It doesn't matter because at the end of the day, we want Trump out so bad. Well, now look, don't $50 million kind of sound like maybe 1% of the reparations that they could be giving us? Don't it? That could be a startup right there. Just $50 million distribute through the black community. At least 1% of it because they owe us in the trillions for the work that our ancestors did and for the work that, and we got to stop saying ancestors. Ancestors make it sound so old, but for because slavery wasn't that fucking long ago. It wasn't that fucking long ago that black people were picking cotton. So, they're in the trillions. So it's like, I don't want to hear anymore ever that a president cannot do anything for a certain race or a certain group of people. I'm tired of hearing that. You absolutely can because you've signed, because not Joe Biden, but let's just think of all the bills that have recently passed. The immigration bill for protection, the LBGT community for marriage and protection, and now this one, the Asian hate bill. I mean, how long have black folks been getting their ass whooped and getting wrongfully accused and just been dogged out for 400 plus years? And the only thing that we can get is a nothing ass bill, the George Floyd, bill passed that's basically giving the same people that fucked them up more money to fuck up more people. I promise you guys, I'm through with politics after this. I really am. I've literally have lost faith in this thing that we call the government. I just have. I honestly have lost faith in it. It seems like every time it's something that might help the people out, and I'm not even just talking about black people right now. I'm talking about the people, the working class people. It seems like every time something's passed for the working class people, they counteract it with something else, or they just don't pass anything at all. I just don't understand this system at all. If I was stupid enough, or if I wasn't crazy, I would think that the Asian hate bill, the $50 million, I would suspect that Joe Biden and China is doing business together. They're not even even second on the population list. So how are they getting all of this stuff passed? But I know why, because I just feel like he is in business with China. Everything's going digital, you know, social credit scores. That's basically credit here. Them censoring us, that happens in China when they censor your what you can see, what you can't see. America is pretty much the last standing place where you can literally go do research on your own and figure out who did what by yourself without the news. In China, they're still doing some funny ass shit where you can't even see American news. I feel like he's in cahoots with them, bro. Cause how is all these people how are you giving these people all of this stuff? Which I'm not mad at it because everybody needs protection, everybody needs money, but when you skip a whole group of people that's been here, that's where I have a problem. And it's not with the Asian community, it's with government. So I'm just saying, black people, and I say this all the time, and everybody laugh me up out the room every Friday. Get the fuck out of politics. That's not where we belong. Actually, I don't think anybody belongs in politics. I don't think that we should even have a government because why do I need people that don't even do what I do every day, don't live where I live, don't go through the things that I go through because they have an unlimited amount of money to tell me how I need to live my life. It's been proven that people at the bottom in their own community come up with better solutions than people at the top. Why? Because we actually live in it. We actually live here. We actually see the things that's going on here instead of, them just sliding a piece of paper from the local officials to the middle officials to Congress to the president. We already probably have the solution if you just come and fucking ask us. Ask us what we actually want and actually let our votes count. That's why I don't vote. That's why I think that politics should be done with. That's why I think specifically black people should get the fuck up out of politics because we do not have any leverage. Things like politics and racism isn't about the color of your fucking skin. It's about money. Well, what do black people own? Here in America, nothing. We don't own any corporations. We don't own any food chains. We don't own anything of substance. And if you do own anything, I know farmers, they own things of substance, but that's for them to make money. So you're not going to want to be selling that or putting that up for anything. But we don't have any real leverage. We're low key. I think that they kind of see us as the bastard child because we're here because of slavery, but because you hid everything from us and all of our roots and all of our history, you really can't send us back. So they're kind of stuck in between a rock and a hard place of wanting to send us back to Africa, but can't because we have citizenship here. When those foreigners or immigrants come here from, China and Mexico and Africa and England and all of those places, when they get out of line, guess what? They can send their ass back home. When black people get out of line, you can't really send us anywhere because we're already from fucking here. So that's what I mean. Like, we don't really have any leverage. We don't own anything. We don't come together to do anything, to stop anything. And actually, when we do come together to try to stop something, then it gets torn down or burnt up or, a cross burning in the front of it, back in them old days. But at this point, I'm pretty much almost a full-fledged anarchist. I don't fuck with government. I don't like government. I read policies and, I look at them and I pick the ones that are closest to freedom. That's why I like Trump so much. That's why I liked his policies. Let me rephrase that, because everybody hates when I talk Trump talk, but it's not that I necessarily liked Trump. I liked his policies because they were the closest to freedom out of the two policies, out of the Democrat policies and the Republican policies. They were the closest to freedom. That's what I'm picking. The closest ones to freedom. But I'm not actually picking anything because I don't even fucking vote. All black people being anarchists, get the fuck out of politics. We wait till we got some leverage. Wait till we got some leverage. I'm not saying get out of politics forever, but just wait until we got some leverage so that our vote can actually fucking matter. Because when it's not a coincidence how people keep skipping over us and skipping over us on like really like important bills. All of those bills that were passed out to the LBGT community, to immigrants, and to the Asian community should have been passed for us. That's 3 times that we've already gotten passed up. If that don't tell you that we need to do something different, perhaps doing things for ourselves, collectively coming together and building grocery stores and hospitals and schools and just our own community where we can live. I mean, everybody loves to bring up the fact, well, we did do that, and that was Rosewood, and they burnt that down. Okay, that was when black people didn't have that many rights. And it's a different day and age. We're not our ancestors. We're going to whoop your ass if you come over here with that shit. So I think now is the time for black people to understand that we're not getting anywhere with this voting and political game. We need to try something different, and we need to try it fast, because 2030 is coming in and a slew of shit is about to hit the fan. So, yeah, I don't know. I know I was very lackluster today. I just got off of work. I just really wanted to give you guys an episode. And, I love you guys. Shout out to Only One Wi-Fi. He always does the timestamps on my videos. And shout out to him. Oh, yeah, shout out to go and buy from Taurus Williams from the Got Drip clothing line. He came on my podcast way in the beginning. He's a great dude, great family man. He also has a podcast himself. It's Taurus Dub Senior Williams. I'll actually have it in the description below so that you guys can check it out. And also my dude Jalen Price, he is awesome as fuck. He's always putting us up on game about the things that's going on in the black community. The real news. I call him the real news whenever I watch his shit. The real news. He's the real news. He's the truth. And his podcast is Dallas Ebonics, where we talk black. I love that guy. I love most of those guys. But yeah, go check out those people that I said off in my episode today. Also, please go follow the Facebook page, the Instagram page, the Twitter page, which is, I'm out, you guys.